Hey friend, welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie. If we haven't met, awesome to connect with you. We are checking in for your energies, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I do want to connect into the energies around you right now, or energies that are close by and coming on in, and what that may mean for you. So we'll kind of break that down, and we will have an extended as well. If that's something that you feel connected to at the end, it will be the first link below where you can, join. There is the extended access. It's unlimited for the month. Okay. You get all that, and you'll get the previous month as well. I think there's like 3 months in there, maybe right about now, or coming into 3 months of access. So, yeah, they're all timeless. So, connect into what resonates for you. All right, let's begin. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I need to look at the masculine and feminine. So, let's connect into the masculine energy right now. That's what I'm just feeling called. So, let's roll with it. The masculine energy, what do we need to know for the masculine? Yeah, I'm feeling really cold. Okay, let's go. What's the masculine got to say? Power, awareness, and love begins. So 1 and 1, 8, 10, which equals 1. Wow. Okay, so there's definitely a new beginning here for the masculine energy. With power energy, awareness, and love begins. This is like the magician energy. Yeah, I feel right now that this masculine is really trying to connect into, I feel, where they're meant to be and get back into a place where they feel like respectfully that they've got their stuff together, their shit together, is what I feel. It's wanting to come through like they've uncovered or learnt whatever wisdom that they've needed to learn so they can apply it into this next chapter of their life, whatever that is or whatever that becomes. Interestingly too, I feel like this part too, like they're calling in something, right? And whatever this energy is calling in, it's also trying to connect, I feel, with a divine feminine or divine energy on, there's a part of it trying to trust in where they're meant to be and where they're meant to give to. It's kind of figuring out that direction too, because they want to put the energy and focus into it, right? The power energy is strength energy, but with strength comes courage, it comes wisdom, it comes trust, and it comes leadership. And I feel like that's what this is about right now. They're really trying to step into themselves and leading the way and feeling like wherever they're going next, that they can give everything that they've learned, everything that they've uncovered, to really create this new place of love too. They want to step into the overflow of a blessing in love. And that's really coming through quite beautifully for the masculine. So it's actually a very strong, confident, and it's interesting that there's the gentleness in the masculine, the safety in the masculine. So that's really beautiful. Let's have a look at the divine feminine and what we need to know. Wow. Okay. New beginning in stability, in growth, divine feminine. We have got emotional loss. So that's like the 5 of Cups. And then we've got the 6 of Pentacles. This is interesting because what I feel right now for the divine feminine is that the new beginning that the feminine is connecting into is growth and stability. So this could be around career, goals, home space, connections, and coming from a place that feels grounded and feels supportive. Okay. So I feel like maybe right now as a divine feminine being very focused on what you're bringing in and what you're putting energy into. You might find too with this emotional loss energy, which is like the 5 of Cups, there's parts of your life or your journey that you know that you've had to perhaps give up, let go of, which maybe hasn't been easy, but I think there's this recognition that it allows space to expand and to heal. And maybe that's also part of this healing lesson for you, is acknowledging things that aren't built on this kind of energy. Because when I think prosperity begins, there's no, a lot of the time there's not confusion there, right? It feels like, oh, this has shown up. This is kind of what I've been seeking. This shows up. I want to nurture it. I want to grow it. It's exciting. There's energy in it, right? It's kind of got a fresh, fun heartbeat. And I think where something isn't matching that, naturally you're letting those things go. But maybe it takes you a little while to get there, and that, it can be heavy because you're a deep feeler. But I feel like you're doing it now with more trust. And kind of blessing that, because you know that when you let go of things that aren't as supportive for you, that, just aren't a part of the journey anymore, that aren't celebrating and lifting you up and coming together in the same energy that you're coming in, is when you let that go, it creates space for even more abundance and for people to come in that are willing to give as much as you're willing to give, that are willing to, support as much as you're willing to support. There's just a beautiful reciprocation when you are connected to the right people, the right things, and the right places. And I think you're acknowledging that. This could be a lot around your career right now, around your finances, but again, the stability of things just in your life that allow you to keep building in a sense of welcoming in the right energy. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So let's dive in a little bit deeper and see what else is coming up here, because it's quite beautiful. I feel like you guys, if this is you as a whole person, because we all have masculine and feminine energy, but wherever this is coming in for you, for each other, for the masculine, for the feminine, it's a very beautiful energy. It's like there's this wisdom and clarity and understanding that's being forged here. And you're heading in the same direction of these new beginnings. It's a different courage, a different lesson, a different growth. And I think the divine feminine, yes, is coming more from an emotional, deep feeling aspect, where the masculine's coming more from building courage, confidence to lead in strength. So I'm really loving that. All right, let's dive in a little bit deeper on, I was going to say, how the masculine is feeling about the feminine right now. Okay. Wow. So they're definitely showing up here. So we've got the Emperor, the Seven of Inspiration, the Hierophant energy. One more. Thank you, Spirit. How they're feeling about the feminine. And Queen of Voices. Okay. So I'm taking this right now for the divine masculine, that what they're experiencing right now and what they're feeling seems to be a lot around where they're leading and where they're going. Okay. I think they really are in a phase of, I feel, creation, which is interesting. I know that the Emperor energy may not be heavy on creation compared to Empress energy, but what I feel is the creativity piece or the courage piece or whatever that they're building upon, it's like they know where they're going, they know what they want. And with this Seven of Inspiration, that's further confirmation of not letting things in that don't serve their highest good. That's another piece, because they know where they want to be and what type of commitment they want to be in is what I feel is happening here. And they've got the clarity on that. I feel like a lot of that too is perhaps expressing more about how they feel when it comes to love, and being, like I said, just clear, certain, understood, and just really acknowledging those parts of themselves. Okay. And sometimes that's not easy for a masculine to express themselves, but I think communication is a key piece here for the masculine on when they are met with someone that they feel connected to on a spiritual level or with more depth than they normally would. That's when it's like things make sense for them, things are clear, and meeting someone on the same level that's willing to open up and express themselves. I do find it interesting, it's meeting with the Queen of Voices energy. So they could, again, just be really connected right now to what their inner self is hearing. And yeah, I'm just getting something more around the intuitive side for them. Okay. It's like they want to find their person and they're willing to do what they need to do. And once they've kind of got the clarity on how the feminine is showing up again, being reciprocal, being supportive. There's something here about that. I do feel as well that they're seeking, something that brings some mental stimulation as well, but depth. Okay, because with the Hierophant, there's a lot of depth, a lot of spiritual connection, but there's also this intensity of wanting someone who's also clear on who they are, where they're going, but being able to connect on a deeper level intellectually is also, I feel, really important here. For some of you too, yeah, you just might find that that's where you guys connect well, is on an intellectual level, but there's just truth between the two of you. Really, Clover? Wow. Anyway, all right, let's dive in a little bit more on how the feminine feels regarding the I was going to say the maximum, the masculine. Okay, Ten of Materials. Yeah. So clearly, the divine feminine right now is focused on building and connecting with a person that they can build with, that they can create a safe space, happy family. But it's supported more than just on a level of financially is going to be an important piece to this puzzle, but someone who can also uphold, I think, the home space, the integrity around that. But yes, obviously, I think there's just contribution, instability in many different ways, and the divine feminine is really seeking that right now, or wanting to make sure that whatever's built is built on a solid foundation that can reach this 10 of materials. So when choosing a partner or dialing in your current partnership, that's kind of where you're at and what seems to be really important for the divine feminine. Interestingly, too, we do have the wheel energy, which is Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Eight of Emotions. Yeah, which is just the confirmation here right now. This is so interesting. You may have met someone around the eclipses energy that you know that you need to let go of, or there was some revelation over this period. What I do like about this is kind of what I said earlier, is that for the divine feminine, there's realization here of things that aren't serving your highest good, or that are missing a critical piece when it comes to this Nine of Cups energy. And I think, and it's just, you've got to be proud of yourself of just choosing yourself, because if you hold on to an energy that's not giving you all the things, you could be potentially missing out on welcoming in the new, right? So I feel like whatever you're letting go of and whatever you're walking away from may not be easy right now, but you also know how supportive it is. And again, I don't know if there's just some lesson or some uncovering of a situation here that the divine feminine has had, but they just know that same thing. They're looking for their divine partner. They're looking for their person that they're meant to be doing life with on a long-term basis, okay? Or on a level that just is really like, I know I'm meant to be with this person, and this person knows that they're meant to be with me, and there's not a question around it. And I think with that focus for the divine feminine, when it comes to a masculine, they're willing to now walk away from situations and people and places that just aren't supportive. And that's a big deal for the divine feminine, but it's doing it with grace and it's doing it with love. And that's what I think is just the profound difference and shift, because sometimes we can walk away from situations because we're so hurt, or we're so angry, or it's just like WTF kind of energy. And I think, yeah, this is just, you've got to be proud of yourself for this transformation, because I'm just feeling it in such loving warmth energy. And just the confidence and the freedom that you're doing it in is how it's coming across. With the moon energy as well, I think there's some part of you that just knows, again, that when you find that place, that person, that situation, it seems to be balanced. There's just this beautiful ebb and flow that connects in, that works. And I think right now, even if you're keeping it to yourself, there's this trust in wherever that you're going, and when you meet it, when you find it, it's going to make sense, because you want to uncover things in your own way, on your own journey, and yeah, just I think as part of that. So you may not be fully expressing yourself right now to the divine masculine, there's, again, I'm just getting this part of you just want to get it right this time, and what you choose to give away in terms of yourself. But I think intuitively it's what you're trying to tap into and connect to. So it's not saying that you're not sharing your emotions at all. I think there's just this part that you're not sharing all things, that you're just holding space for the right person, the right energy, and that's when the shift will occur. What action is the divine masculine going to take? Okay, well, that's just give me one sec. I'll get the cards out and then so we can see them all. Yeah, that's so interesting. Okay. Okay, I was just fixing up the view so they all fit in. Okay, so connecting in, we've got the 5 of materials, and I think it's interesting. It came in reverse. So as you guys know, I don't read reversals, but it's asking me to pay attention there, which is pretty cool. We've got the 3 of inspiration, the strength energy, and the temperance energy. So this is the action towards the divine feminine that they'll plan to take. It's interesting because the way that I'm seeing it right now is this masculine as well is really looking at what's missing in their life, or what they haven't been giving to connections, okay, or to a connection. It's like, again, they're taking a lot of the wisdom from the past and what they need to do differently, I feel, this time around for the divine feminine and how they want to show up. So I feel they've been through a bit of a transition themselves, and they're getting their stuff together, especially if a divine masculine has been through a lot of change in relationships, career, whether there's been separation, divorce, whatever it may be. Right now, they might be focused on rebuilding. I do feel that energy has been showing up a fair bit, or really just trying to, again, get into a space where they can give fully to the divine feminine. And I feel like as part of that, they start to get the clarity here on what that is and what that becomes. And we can see here now that they're in motion of, I've really considered, again, what I want, how they're feeling about the divine feminine. And now it's like, okay, I'm ready now to pursue whatever this is or whoever this is and finding my person. So I think the divine masculine is getting clear on that. For someone, they may be traveling towards you, coming to visit you with this 3 of inspiration, or wanting to see more of you. But yeah, I definitely feel like that there's something here that's happening in that respect where they're starting to take more charge, and I feel like you potentially will have some more clarity and understanding on what that is. Just I'm seeing it moving a bit slower than maybe that it can come across to the divine feminine that it's slow, but again, they're building up this part of them of wanting to do it right. And I feel there's a lot of introspective energy and changes that they're still making in their life, and they want to make sure that the person that they're doing life with, or that they're connecting to, is one that's going to be supportive, is one that is going to also understand the journey and why this spiritual component is going to be necessary. I think there's new ways that this divine masculine is learning about themselves and other people. Maybe where they came from, there wasn't this deep spiritual connection, or they haven't experienced the depth with you the way that that it opens up. So that's something different, right? That's something different for them. But they also, I think, know that that's what makes this special. So as they connect more to this, I'm just seeing them becoming more curious, more determined to move forward here. But again, I just feel like it's not going to be, and I think it's healthy. It's just not going to be full on like, yes, 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 but it's just going to work in flow, in time. And again, with the temperance energy, it's further confirmation. This person wants to do it the right way. And a part of doing it the right way takes time, but they're putting the effort in. They're planting the seed here with the divine feminine. I think they want to get to know you. They want to have conversations here. So I do see the movement forward. I do feel there will be an expression here from the divine masculine of wanting to make something work, of wanting to, build upon or come see you, or some form of, I think, experience in some way or another. But I am seeing movement and some determination to move towards the divine feminine. And I'm saying you because I think we do have a lot of divine feminine here. But take what side resonates most for you. But that's just what I'm getting from the divine masculine right now in terms of that movement, which is really nice. All right, so let's dive in a little bit deeper on the action the divine feminine will be taking. Ooh, so we've got the Muse of Emotions, the Muse of Materials. Okay, Ace of Voices. One more, thank you, Spirit. Okay, it's given us two more. We've got the Three of Voices and, the Knight of Emotions. Okay, this is cool. So there's definitely a lot of feels here. There's some, it's interesting that you're showing up a lot in the masculine energy, or the masculine energy is a lot around you, because this is the type of action, right? I feel the divine feminine right now is really going to connect into the masculine energy to really assess the depth here that they hold and that they place, and in addition to how they can show up for the divine masculine, or in a sense of like, can the divine masculine hold this space enough for the divine feminine? And I think that's going to be part of this curiosity. And it's not a test. I feel just like anything, we all have our desire of the type of person that we want to connect with, or what we desire from a person. Okay. So there's a lot here around the stability of the connection and the depth of the connection. And I feel like that's what, perhaps a lot of the conversation may end up being about. If there is some, we're looking at potential conversations happening or wanting to happen. And yeah, I just feel like the divine feminine is going to allow space for the masculine to enter that energy. For the divine feminine, they could have more than one energy around them that they're connecting into and assessing. But I feel that there's one here in particular that the divine feminine is getting some clarity on, and that wants to connect with, okay, and wants to go deeper with here. This could be, a form of, just making a choice in the connection. But this could also be part of what the divine feminine is keeping to themselves right now, is that they're looking at their suitor and who that is going to be, and how they show up. And I feel too that the divine feminine is also looking for their counterpart and a mate that they can be with long term. So if you're in a current connection, if your current connection is in question, I feel like this is kind of what's showing up right now for the divine feminine. But I do see here that if something is committing on a deeper level, or there's perhaps activities or events or something of that nature, I mean, whether it's just going out or whatever that is, this is to really, I think, for the divine feminine, assess who they're also choosing, okay, who they're going to give their cup of love to. It's not just the divine masculine doesn't just get to choose. The divine feminine has the power as well in this situation. And I think sometimes that's forgotten, that, both people are a prize, but it doesn't mean that anyone has to settle. So there's definitely going to be a counterpart that the divine feminine is going to, put an offer out on the table, or express that interest back, which I really like here. So I think that's, it's quite beautiful. So let's get some energy of seeing what's going on between the two of them and what we need to know. And then we'll dive into the extended. So let's see. What's going on between the two energies right now. We'll get one for the divine masculine to the feminine. Okay, we've got they will never compare to you. And the divine feminine to the masculine. I want to apologize. I need your forgiveness. So the way I'm taking this energy right now is for something here, there seems to be, again, there's always going to be parts that we have to, or we don't have to, but it's smart to acknowledge areas of our life that we may need to energetically see what's going on underneath things, okay? And I feel here there may be, as time moves on and connects into that, there can be a sense of insecurity that may come up at a point in time, okay? And just to understand some lessons. Yeah, I'm just getting a little bit of sense of insecurity here with this. They will never compare to you. So I'm not sure what's in question in particular, but I feel like anything, you know, the divine feminine wants to know that they are the most, you know, that they're prioritized, they're incredibly important. But I feel like this may bring something up here around that as you guys connect on a deep level. But this could also be part of what the divine masculine needs to work through. Maybe there's still some ties that they got to figure out through their own sense of loss and change. But I think it's interesting that the divine feminine is expressing, I want to apologize. I need your forgiveness. So again, there may be some part of the depth that triggers certain parts of the divine masculine and feminine that you guys would potentially have to work through. But again, I feel this is healthy energy. I think this is part of the expressing your parts of yourself that are healing or that have come up for you. And maybe at some point in time, you know, the divine feminine is putting a bit of pressure on the divine masculine because the divine feminine wants to get it right. You know, they want to know that the masculine has depth. They want to know that the masculine has their shit together, right? And I think there could be parts too that you know what I feel, divine feminine? This is a part of forgiving yourself as well, you know, not necessarily to the masculine, but parts like to forgive yourself where you have been too hard on yourself or felt, you know, like something's wrong with you for wanting certain things. And I feel like this is more reflective of a self-care, self-love aspect. But I do feel like the masculine still has some things to work through, and your support in helping them work through that. Like I said, there's going to be a little bit of depth here that the masculine I don't think has experienced with someone before. And it may be a lot for them to express or understand, but I think that they really enjoy it. They really like it. They want this fresh start, this fresh beginning. But again, there's just parts of this that need to be worked through. And I do feel like it's going to be a bit of a process, but I think that's the beautiful unfolding of what's happening between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So we're going to go into the extended and really look more of, you know, what this transformation is. And yeah, just more of what this love story is and what's unfolding here. So if you want to learn more and feel connected, I'll see you over at the extended. And if you would like to jump into our intuitive sessions, so if you're a part of the Soul Sessions Collective, we run intuitive sessions in there, which means that you can ask any questions that you have. You can get your own little mini reading, so that we run that each month, and right now we're running them once a week, so you can jump on in. In addition, we're going to start conversations each week. This one in particular, over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be looking at manifesting the love that you want, and going through that. So we'll do that, and all the details are inside Soul Sessions. So if you want to learn more, join the free collective first to make sure you feel connected. But if you're like, no, I know that this is what I want to, connect with you, Jamie, and the tribe. It's a Soul Sessions, which is our upgraded membership, where we'll be connecting at least once a week in person. Everything's recorded, so you'll have access to it. But right now, it's about manifesting the love that you want, the love that you desire. And again, we know love comes in many different ways. So if that's something that you're interested in, I look forward to connecting with you there. All right, guys, all the details are below, and I look forward to seeing you in the extended. Bye.